November 17th, 1995.
Hmm.
That date. It kind of sends shivers down your spine even now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you think about the X-Files.
Yeah.
It does.
It does. So today, we are going back to that year, to Season 3, Episode 8. Now, it is a Monster of the Week episode, right?
Right.
It stands alone, doesn't really tie into the larger mythology. But
Right.
Whew. This one, it gets under your skin in a way that some of those larger mythology episodes don't.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And you're here because you want to know what is at the heart of this very disturbing, really, episode.
It is, yeah.
Without, getting too bogged down in the minutiae.
Right.
All the details and all that. So think of this as like your express elevator, straight down into the heart of Oubriette. Okay.
I'm ready.
So we have summaries, we have production details, we have even some behind-the-scenes trivia to kind of give us a sense of why this one is so impactful.
It's interesting, too, because it does have these elements of kind of primal fear.
Yes.
Like loss and trauma.
Yes.
And then these weird connections that we just can't explain.
Exactly. So on this deep dive, we are going to really unpack Oubliette and look at, why it was made and how it came to be, and also its lasting impact.
All right. I'm ready.
Okay, so let's dive in.
Okay.
Right away, we are confronted with a very disturbing premise.
Yes.
We have Carl Wade. He's a photography assistant.
Okay.
And he develops this fixation on 15-year-old Amy Jacobs.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, after he takes her school photo.
Okay.
So it goes beyond just, a passing interest.
Right.
And then one night, Amy is kidnapped from her bedroom.
Oh, gosh.
The only witness to this is her younger sister. I mean, right away, the episode sets this really creepy, unsettling tone.
And it's interesting how that initial, kidnapping, it feels so mundane, so real,
Yeah.
It could happen to anyone.
It could.
Which I think makes the later stuff even creepier. Yes, yes. So at the same time that Amy is being kidnapped, miles away, a fast food worker named Lucy Householder, she collapses. Blood is screaming from her nose. So for X-Files out there, if you know Mulder's story,
right,
you're going to recognize this right away. This echoes his sister Samantha's abduction.
Right.
And it just draws him into this case, immediately.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, he can't help himself.
No, he can't.
He's looking for that connection, always.
Always, always.
To Samantha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he's almost searching for those coincidences.
He is. Yeah, he is. They're not random.
Right.
To him.
So Scully, being Scully, very grounded in logic and science.
Source, yeah.
She's immediately suspicious of Lucy.
Right.
For a couple of reasons, actually.
Okay.
Lucy's got a criminal record.
Oh.
And here's the really weird part. The blood from Lucy's nosebleed isn't just her blood. It matches Amy's blood type.
What? How?
Yeah.
Right.
That's weird. So, of course, this raises a lot of red flags for Scully.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd be suspicious, too.
Right.
At that point.
And then things get even weirder.
Uh-oh.
Scratches appear on Lucy's face. She experiences temporary blindness.
Mm.
And these injuries mirror the torture that Amy is experiencing in Wade's basement.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So this is the really disturbing core of the episode, this psychic link between these two. So how do you think the show presents that? I mean, is it purely supernatural, or is there something else going on?
That's a good question. I mean, I think it's presented very deliberately. It's not a traditional monster, like a spooky ghost or anything. It's this weird, creepy link between these two victims.
Yeah.
And I think it's meant to make us think about the impact of trauma. Maybe trauma itself is a force, like a real thing that can be felt.
Interesting, yeah.
By other people.
So Mulder, of course, he sees this connection as, the key.
Of course.
To finding Amy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So he's trying to get Lucy to help him.
Okay.
She's terrified.
Right.
I mean, understandably so.
Oh, yeah.
And at the same time, Scully discovers that Carl Wade, our photography assistant, was recently fired. And it was under some very suspicious circumstances.
Yeah.
So we're finally putting a name to the bad guy here.
Okay.
And then Lucy reveals something really, really disturbing to Mulder. She tells him that Wade, he wasn't just some random kidnapper.
Oh, no.
He had kidnapped her too.
Oh, my God.
22 years earlier, when she was only 8 years old.
Oh.
And he held her captive for 5 years. I mean, can you imagine?
That is so awful. That poor woman.
I know. And it really adds this whole other level of just tragedy to this story.
It does. It makes Wade so much creepier, too.
Yeah.
You know, he's not just some random guy. He's this monster who's haunted her for years.
Exactly.
I mean, what does that do to a person?
Yeah. I mean, you can only imagine. So, of course, Mulder believes Lucy.
Of course, yeah.
And he gets a little defensive.
Yeah, I bet.
When Scully suggests that maybe, he's a little too personally involved in the case.
Right.
Like, his judgment might be clouded.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to sting a little.
A little, yeah. But they get a tip.
Okay.
That leads them to Wade's cabin.
Okay.
In Easton, Washington. It's near where Lucy was found all those years ago when she was a kid. And, get this, they find Lucy in the basement.
Well, but how?
That's the thing.
How did she get there?
It's never really explained.
Oh, okay. So they're really playing with that psychic connection.
Yes.
Like, it's almost like Lucy and Amy are merging.
Yeah.
Their trauma is like a physical thing.
Exactly. And then Lucy, she starts feeling really cold and wet.
Oh.
And Mulder, he puts it together.
Oh, okay.
He's like, Amy's at the river. So they race to the river.
Oh, my God.
And they find Wade trying to drown Amy.
Oh, no.
And at that same moment, miles away, Lucy starts drowning.
Oh, my gosh. What?
Yeah. Even though she's nowhere near water.
So their lives really are linked.
They are. It's crazy.
It is.
So Mulder shoots Wade.
Okay.
To save Amy. And Scully starts doing CPR on Amy, who appears to be dead. But here's the twist. Amy doesn't revive. But Lucy, miles away, suddenly comes back to life.
Well, so they were connected, like, literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But then things reverse again.
Oh, no.
Amy wakes up and Lucy dies before Mulder can even get back to her.
Oh, that is so sad.
I know. And Mulder is just devastated. I mean, he breaks down.
Of course.
And later, he tells Scully that he thinks Lucy, she didn't just die to save Amy. He thinks she died to escape the trauma from her past.
Yeah, that's powerful.
It is. And all this almost didn't make it to air.
What? Why?
Yeah, the Fox executives, they were really uncomfortable with the whole child abduction storyline.
Oh, I bet.
Particularly that scene where Amy's dragged into the van.
Yeah, that's a rough scene.
It's a very rough scene. And they almost didn't air it. Wow.
It's crazy, right?
It is. It makes you think about, like, all the stories we don't get to see.
Yeah. And the discomfort with this episode, it didn't stop in the U.S. It was actually banned in the UK.
Oh, wow.
When it was first broadcast, they thought it was too disturbing.
Yeah, I can see that.
The subject matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this episode, it touched a nerve.
It did.
Now, this is a really key episode for Mulder. I mean, it's one of the first times that we see his own trauma over Samantha really surface like this. And his connection to Lucy, another victim of abduction.
Right.
It's just this mirror.
Yeah.
Reflecting his own loss.
Right.
Back at him.
Yeah.
And Duchovny, I mean, he gives this amazing performance.
He does, yeah.
It's raw, it's vulnerable.
Yeah.
And a lot of people consider it some of his best work on the show.
I agree. I think he really shines in this one.
Yeah. And get this, Amy, the girl who was kidnapped, was played by a very young Jewel Staite.
No way. Kaylee.
From Firefly.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
She was only 13 when they filmed Oubriette.
Wow.
She gives this really incredible performance.
Yeah, she's great.
It's amazing to see her.
Yeah.
So young.
Yeah.
And already so talented.
It makes you wonder if they knew,
right,
back then how big she was going to be.
I know.
Yeah.
What's also interesting about Oubliette is this psychic link.
Yes.
Between Amy and Lucy.
Yeah.
It's not just, metaphorical or symbolic. It's presented as a real physical connection. Like, Lucy can feel Amy's pain across miles.
It's like trauma itself is a force.
Right, like a tangible thing.
Yeah.
And, all the sudden nosebleeds.
Yeah.
Bruises.
Yeah.
All done with practical effects.
Really?
Yeah.
No CGI.
No CGI. Prosthetics and blood pumps.
Wow.
I know.
That's old school.
It is old school. They really committed to that realism.
Yeah, they did.
Now, the title itself, Oubliette, it's a really interesting word.
Yeah.
It's not just a dungeon. It's a hidden dungeon where people were left to die and be forgotten.
Oh, wow.
And that really gets to the core of the episode, right?
It does, yeah.
The forgotten victims.
Yeah.
The buried trauma. And, how society just kind of forgets about those who suffer.
It's a really good title for this episode.
It is. It really sets the tone.
Yeah.
Now, one thing you might notice about Oubliette is that Skinner's not in it.
Oh, that's right.
Mitch Pileggi.
Yeah, he's not there.
He's not there.
I wonder why.
I think it's really to keep the focus on Mulder and Scully
That makes sense.
and their investigation.
Right.
Without those, bureaucratic elements
Right.
of the FBI.
It makes it feel more intimate somehow.
Yes.
More personal.
More personal.
Yeah.
And this episode is also kind of unique because it was the only X-Files script written by Charles Grant Craig.
Oh, really?
He mostly worked on, ER.
Oh, okay.
So he brought that, really human touch
I can see that.
to the episode.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what else he could have done.
Right. Like what other stories he had in him.
Right. Now, the director, Kim Manners,
Mm-hmm.
he was really great at bringing a sense of realism to the show.
Yeah. He was great.
And he was inspired by things like Silence of the Lambs and Law and Order, SVU.
Oh, wow. So like really gritty crime dramas.
Gritty crime dramas.
Yeah.
Less about the, supernatural.
Right.
And more about that, dark side of human nature.
Yeah.
And it's effective.
Oh, yeah.
Because Wade, he's not a monster in the traditional
Right.
sense. He's just a really messed up guy
Yeah.
who's capable of doing horrible things.
Yeah.
And that's scarier sometimes
It is.
than any, creature.
It's more real.
It is. Now, Scully, in this episode, she's very skeptical
Oh, of course.
of the psychic link.
Yeah.
I mean, she just doesn't buy it.
Right.
And some people thought that was a little harsh, given what Mulder was going through.
Yeah.
But others saw it as her, sticking to her principles
Yeah.
of logic and science,
Right.
even when things get really weird.
I mean, that's Scully.
It is Scully. And it's interesting because you see these themes from Oubliette pop up in later episodes.
Really? Like what?
Like there's a season 5 episode, All Souls,
Oh, yeah.
that deals with some similar stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like female pain
Hmm.
and religious symbolism. It's interesting to see those connections.
Yeah, it is. It's like the writers were, working through these ideas.
Exactly, across multiple episodes. Now, here's a fun fact.
Okay.
Remember that scene where Lucy goes into the water?
Uh-huh.
It was freezing.
Oh, I bet.
And Tracy Ellis, who played Lucy, she was fully submerged
Oh, my gosh.
in that water. I know.
That's dedication.
It is dedication.
Yeah.
So I think at its core, the real horror of Oubliette isn't the supernatural. It's human cruelty.
Yeah.
It's the isolation of the victims. And it's that lasting, psychological damage
Yeah.
of trauma.
Trauma is so insidious.
It is. And that's what makes this episode so disturbing.
It is.
Tracy Ellis, she gives this amazing performance.
She does. She's so good.
Really subtle and tragic. And her sacrifice at the end, I mean, it's heartbreaking.
It is. But also kind of beautiful
It is, yeah.
in a weird way.
And Mulder's reaction when she dies is just so raw.
Yeah, it's gut-wrenching.
It is. And you really see how deeply he connected with her
Yeah.
and how, she represented his own pain over Samantha.
Yeah.
Now, Oubliette is a fan favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even though it's not one of those, big mythology episodes.
Right.
People love it.
I wonder why.
It's that emotional resonance. It's the
Yeah.
human story.
Yeah.
And it's often mentioned alongside other, what they call, painful Mulder episodes.
Oh, right.
Like Paper Hearts, Mind's Eye,
Yeah.
Closure.
Right.
These are the episodes that really get to the heart of his pain and loss.
Right.
So, as we step back from Oubliette, think about the themes that we've talked about. The trauma, the sacrifice, and the darkness of human nature.
A lot to think about.
It is. It is. What does it say about those, unseen connections that we have? The weight of trauma and how grief can manifest itself.
Yeah.
Maybe revisiting this episode with all this new knowledge will give you an even deeper appreciation of its power.
I think so.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
It's been great.
Yeah, it has.
And who knows what's lurking in the next dark corner of the X-Files.
Ooh, I can't wait to find out.
Until then, keep searching.
And believing.